So one of the races that we've been training for has happened last night. It was the Michelb Ultra 10K night run. It went rather well, actually. This is my timing chip and bib number. And successfully finished 10K. Check this medal out. Cool little bottle opener. And the race went really well. We got to the start line, plenty of time. Weather was just beautiful. It was coolish, I would say maybe 18, 19 degrees. Cool. It's fall here. There's no bugs. The sun's going down. Just ideal conditions to run. Body felt great. Wore long sleeves. I wore a toque. We went doing hills on Thursday, and I felt a little cold in my ears, so I brought a toque. But running, I felt I was getting sweaty, but I was comfortable with how I was prepped for that. The race itself, though, was very busy, lots of people. And, you know, if you've done a race before with a group start like that, there's always, like, not jostling, but it's just kind of like getting into the groove, getting a little feel for the first kind of kilometer or two, people spreading out. Then you can get a little space and get a rhythm, and everything started off really well. We had little headlamps, so you could kind of see where you're going, even though everyone was lit, and the paths were fairly well lit. Now, let's talk about a couple of the issues, right? So this was supposed to be 10K. And we had the course in advance, so we knew where we were going to be running, and we had run before these trails and the paths and all that kind of stuff. So where it started was paved trail, coming across a little walk bridge towards a Horlack Park, and in Horlack Park we were supposed to take like a dirt double track. We're running, and all of a sudden, so the city has been doing construction in Horlack Park, but I figured the outside, which is where we were supposed to be running, which is near the river, wasn't going to be affected. I guess it was affected, because 2.5K in, we got turned around in a little bit of a loop and back on the bridge. And then back to where we started. So people were coming and going like this, kind of in lanes. And there was some confusion. I could hear a few people murmuring, wondering where we're going and all this kind of thing. So I was like, okay, well, I got my Garmin going, so I know how far we have to go. Things were good, legs were feeling good. I was averaging about 6 minute per K pace. Heart rate started off pretty high, actually, for this type of thing. I don't know, I think a lot of people just started out really, really fast. I tried to control that, so I was just going at my own pace. But at the start, I was at like 138, 140 beats per minute. Like when we're doing our longer, slower training runs, I'm in like the mid 120s, and this was like 140, so it was a little bit higher. 10K shouldn't take, I was kind of predicting maybe about an hour 5, hour 10. So kept on going, and kind of going back to the start, just on how they kind of routed us. And there were a few confusing spots where people were going this way, some other people were going this way, and then there was some turns, and then some loops around, and it turned out I ended up running 11.63 kilometers versus 10 kilometers. I was okay with it. I really was okay with it. When we were going through it, the signs weren't as accurate to my watch, so I knew something was wrong, and we had been detoured a wrong route, because at one point I had crossed the finish line, and it was like 5.5K in, and they announced my name and everything, and it was just like, I don't think that's right. And there was a lot of people just kept on going, so we just kept on going, looped back around, went back over the bridge, came back around, and then at that point I knew we were almost done because one of the signs showed 8K and my watch was at like 9.6K. So, you know, I'm super happy how my body felt. Training over the last, years has been awesome. Leading up to this, it's been good. We've been doing hills, we were doing tracks, we were doing our 3 times a week runs. Doing this was like towards the end, I mean, I could feel my legs, my calves especially. But overall, I was super happy how it went. I only stopped for 1 minute. I had a 1 minute walk at the 35-minute mark for a little snack break, and didn't drink water at all throughout the whole run. My 5K was 29 minutes 51. So that's pretty good for me. That's pretty good. And the 10K was 1 hour exactly and 7 seconds. So it was like, wow, I almost got to beat 1 hour in 10K. I've not tried to do a 10K with like full out race and run conditions. So very happy about that. So I'm very happy how that turned out. It was fun. The group of us all did fairly well. Some ran as much as me, and some ran 6K instead of 10K. I don't know. One of the race directors or whoever came up and was apologizing for some of the detours and the screw up, but I just enjoy running, so it was okay for me. It was total fun, and I'm gonna do it next year. So I'm gonna give it a kind of a 2 thumbs up, but minus 0.1 just because of the confusion and all that kind of stuff. Some people were pissed. I just like, man, like relax. Like you didn't run 10K, you ran 11K. Who cares? So it was I enjoyed it, but as you saw on the loop of the how I ran, it was a mess as it kind of like looped around. And the course was great. It was flat. It was paved, and it was all really good. I mean, I would say it was a really good training run for my runs coming up. So we have in 2 weeks for Thanksgiving, we're going to be in Canmore running ultra marathon the Grizzly. Broken up in team versions, so we got different legs for different and different lengths for different people, different stages. Then in November, got Disney World half marathon. So yeah, so training for the half marathon is still going to continue because 21K compared to like the almost 12K I just ran is like significantly different for me. So we're going to be upping the mileage over the next month, and going to continue that. Thanks again for watching, guys. Here's an update on my running, and I'll be bringing some more updates on that on my races coming up in my future videos. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.